There we go. Yeah, for those who are new, my name is Lawrence.
What's up? I'm Isaiah. Isaiah's Visions. You feel me? Hey.
Yeah, plug your channel. Let them know who you are, what you do.
Hell yeah, bro. Isaiah's Visions. You feel me? I do videos, just self-help shit. Honestly, just trying to help people around my age or even older. I notice my analytics are older people, so older people as well. Really just help yourself. No, not to help yourself, help you find what it is that you want to do in life and truly reach happiness. Like, you know what I mean? Truly reach that general happiness. I'm 19, by the way. That matters, you know?
Yeah, I'm 20, so like we right on the same
Oh, we
age.
right there. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I saw your video. You turned 19 like a couple days ago.
Yeah, like 4 days
Congrats
ago,
on
I think,
that.
3 days ago. Yeah,
Yeah, now what we really gonna be talking about today is how not even just for young people today, but really everybody, in order
everyone.
to find your people, you got to find who you are. And in a world that's so chaotic and constantly telling you, be this, do this, dress this way, talk this way, it's hard to do that. So,
Right.
what are some of the things that you've done to, I guess, figure out who am I?
Um, well, for one, um, I heavily believe like social media is it ruins who, to be honest with you, I think when you get to a certain point in life, you kind of are who you are. You know what I mean? You could change that. You are who you are, but social media kind of diminishes where you could be. You know what I mean? So it's like you'll get to a certain point where it's like, okay, you'll think you're this person, but if you remove certain things like social media, you'll realize like, damn, I'm not gonna lie, do I even like certain stuff that I was telling myself I liked? So one of the things I did was remove social media, and it made me and go outside, you know, and truly see out, like truly, because I feel like it's there. It's not the same. You see the world very differently because there's a there's the reality of I have to be like this. The world tells me to be like this, and then there's okay, I'm out here, like what do I want to do? You know what I mean? What do I want to do? Like what do I actually want to do? Like without the influence of anything. So I think the first thing would be like, you know, taking a little detox from things that tell you to be somebody, to be something, you know what I mean? And ask yourself, what do you want to actually be in terms, you know what I mean? To actually
Yeah, I get
find
that.
you.
Like in the wild thing, as you're talking about social media, I start thinking about people's families.
Mm.
Because let's say
Oh,
you growing up in your whole life, you've been told play basketball, do this, become a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer. And your parents, your family, they could mean well. Like, I want my kid to be successful, make a lot of money, right? But what if your kid hates that? Sometimes to be yourself, you got to go against what mom and dad think of you.
right.
And that ain't as easy as it sounds. It's not as easy as it sounds to like, but I mean, social media is addictive, but really it's on the phone. Like you could sit the phone down, but sitting down, the
Right.
expectations that everybody you know and the people you love and your whole community, television say about you and what the music say about you, that
Yeah,
that's
that too.
a place that most people don't go.
Yeah. Um, it's hard to silence family though. I think a lot of people are afraid to, I mean, you don't have to get away, but like you said, there's a lot of do this, you have to do that. Um, and to be honest with you, I don't even think there's anything wrong with that because at the end of the day, that's your kid. You want them.
Yeah.
It's coming out of well being, but um, what it is that it's coming out of also like the like you said, the expectation, and on top of that, it's not necessarily like a how can I say it's not a it doesn't when they're telling you to do something, it's not coming out of like you should do this because it's what you want to do. It's coming out of just like past like things that were taught to them. Like they're not
Yeah.
necessarily. It's not coming out of the like you should do this because you want to do this. Like for real, it's coming out of like you got to do this. You eventually. Or matter of fact, no. Whoa, I'm sorry, I lost my point. So I was trying to flow
I
it
get
there.
it.
What's it called? It's really coming out of them not necessarily understanding that what you want to do is whatever it is. Fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Damn,
I
I'm
get
losing my
it
flow.
because
I'm
like
losing my flow. I'm
on
losing my flow
no,
because
like on one
it's a
side there's the idea of like you be authentic, you do your thing. Like let's say your kid wants to become a street musician, right?
mhm.
They want to be outside playing guitar and they love that. But you 45 years old and you understand rent, you
Right.
understand
Thank
taxes,
you.
you
Thank you. You
understand
caught
medical
my flow.
bills,
I
you
was about to say.
understand car insurance. Like your parent is saying this because they understand that the reality
All
of
right.
if you don't have a stable enough amount of money, you're going to be homeless.
Right. Thank you.
Or
you caught
you're
what I was
gonna
trying to
be
say.
or you're gonna be 35 in your mom's basement.
That's what I was gonna say. So
And
the pressure
it's
of my fault to cut you off.
I was
The
just saying like
pressure
it's like
of
real pressures.
right, the pressure of their reality, right? And that's what I was that's for sure what I was gonna get to. I lost that. But yeah, the pressure of their reality. So like I said, the things that they were being told when they were younger, like this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, when it's like that doesn't have to be the case. It really
Hmm.
does not have to be the case. Now, yes, are these things true? It's true because someone else is making this the case. You don't have to put that on your kid. I feel like um this is a whole different other topic, but if you're
Yeah,
gonna have a kid and you want to be able to push them and make sure they're ambitious in whatever it is that they want to do, you have to make sure you're taking off that pressure. You got to make sure
yeah.
their reality isn't bills and isn't this, and at the end of the day it's gonna be, at the end of the day it's going to be, but you like this is why I thank my mom so much because I have a lot of pressure taken off of me. I'm able to try to pursue YouTube, try to pursue music, and just in general pursue everything I want to do because the certain pressures are off of me. So that's why I preach a lot in my videos. Like I understand you might have to go work that job. I understand that
Yeah.
you're gonna be in situations where you're gonna stress, but um a lot of the time it takes you away from you because it's like if you're doing something you truly want to do, are you going to truly be sitting there stressing? You know what I mean?
Nah,
You're
you wouldn't.
not. You wouldn't be
I
stressing. So it's
mean,
like the
yeah.
only time, like I said this in one of my last videos, the only time I ever stress about a YouTube video is when I'm like, damn, I don't have a video. Like fuck, I wanna drop something. Like, but that's like the energy. That's like that's the ambitious. Like
Yeah.
that's that love for it. You know what I mean? That's that true unconditional love for something. So it's like when you have someone who's telling you, yes, you wanna be a street musician, but the bills. What
I
about your
mean,
kids? What about, you know what I mean?
yeah, I get it. Like, if your kid was, let's say, 12 years old and they said that, okay, go ahead, go ahead, go do that. But once they get around that 20, 22, 25, and they get an up there in age, it's not like you want to put your kid out on the street. And I'm kind of playing devil's advocate with this idea because I know
Mm-hmm.
when I put this up, for some reason, like 33% of my audience is 30 years old and older.
Yeah, same.
I know what's going through their head when they hear this conversation. They hearing like, okay, yeah, they probably thinking back to when they were younger and they wanted to become an astronaut, but they got 20, 25, 30 years old and I gotta work this job or I'm gonna starve.
But because you begin not to believe, you
Yeah,
begin not to believe, and once you start to not believe yourself, what you're able to see yourself doing, what you're able to see yourself become becomes less and less because you have all
yeah.
these things taxing away from the thing that made you, not even made you want to do it, but made you see yourself doing it. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
feel
So
like
it's
the
like,
world kind of I feel like the world over time kind of beat that out of people.
yeah.
Whereas like
Um,
you go on the TV, you go on like just turn on the news or the music or whatever. And I don't even mean to make this about race, but we got to admit the fact that at least within the black community, our music is mostly kill, steal, and destroy.
yeah.
Like
I was
Kanye said
literally
it years ago that you go to the Billboard chart, top three songs among rap, stealing, killing, taking the next man girl.
yeah, and it's sad because like I could even vouch for it. It's like it's one of the main reasons why I try to with my music I try to just push certain stuff, but it's it's so integrated to the point. It's like sometimes I'll think to myself like, damn, this won't even sound that good unless I have something like that in the song. But yeah, people don't realize it makes you identify. It's all subconscious. People won't say like, yeah, I'm listening to this for thinking. People will always say it's just cool, but no, it's like, bro, you like the song because you think it identifies with certain attributes of yourself. Like you, why would you be listening to certain songs if they didn't, right?
Yeah,
And the thing is, even if it didn't, right? And this goes for white girls, right? Because I had I was talking to somebody who I asked her, I was like, why do you like listening to this type of music? And because she's not in that type of reality where she has to, and I don't deal with stuff like this no more, but has to deal with maybe getting robbed one day, or you know what I mean, whatever the case be. Everyone has a
yeah.
chance, but just not as highly as someone who's living in a black community, right? Um, it's like you don't even understand that from your perspective, you're taking things from it that you think is you. So it's like you build characteristics. It's just that the difference isn't right, and this is why I'm glad you said that. With it, the music holds back black people, right? From
It does.
from anyone else perspective, they can see it as it just being motivation most of the time, because or motivation, or just like, oh, this is art,
Entertainment.
because right, because it's not necessarily, it's not something they truly relate with. That's why I asked her the question. Whereas if I'm listening to a song that's like, I'm gonna steal your girl, da 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 da, these are things that most people want to be. They want to be those things. So it's like, oh wow, okay, this is the closest thing I can get to that. This is someone talking to talking to my ear. This is what I want to be. It's almost like manifestation in a way. You're like,
It
yeah, da da
is.
da da da. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, it's like, you start bopping your head to it a little too long, and next thing you know, you start doing stuff that normally you wouldn't do.
All
Like,
right.
and to make matters even wilder, that's just talking about the music aspect. When you start talking about like the materialism and consumerism, like we will gladly go spend 500,000 on a chain and say, "Look at me, I'm shiny," but we don't own houses.
For nothing. For
And
nothing.
and when I talk about these conversations with most people, they think I'm like Steve Urkel or something. They like, look at a load of this dork. And that's
This is
the
what
worst part. It's like we promote things that are tearing us down and we suppress the thing that build us up. And I think that isn't even just on the community level. We see it so often in when you're a child, like we're talking 5 years old and younger, you don't have critical thinking skills. Like you don't
yeah,
really
no.
have that. So you growing up and you're seeing this is all I could be. This is what mom and dad were. This
Mm,
is what aunt and uncle were. This is all I can be. And before you even start dreaming, you get knocked asleep because your mind isn't even able to see anything outside of your block.
and it all looks great.
Yeah,
It
it's
all
like
looks so good.
it looks so good on the surface, but when you start stepping back and you're like, dang, why don't I like like you said earlier, yes, bills, pressure, legal stuff and all that, that's a reality that exists. But that don't have to be your reality for the rest of your life.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Right.
okay, I get it. And I know we both saying this from a perspective where, I don't know much about your family, obviously, but from how you described her, your mom is allowing you to have a lot of that pressure taken off of you that most people's parents, the moment they hit 18, especially for men, you out the door. They just toss you to the
Yeah.
wolves.
I, it's one of those things, because I think there's three mediums to this. You either have a parent, right? You're out the crib, you're out in the street if you don't find something to do with your life. Um, and that's a whole, I have a whole perspective on that. I have whatever the case be, and then you have the middle, or then you have me, right? Where you got the parent who's kind of lenient, and I'm in no way wealthy or anything. So that's why I love that my mom allows me to do what I do, because I truly see myself doing great things in this. And then you
Yeah,
have the middle. In my opinion, the middle is worse. I feel like you getting kicked out forces you to go, all right, I got to do something. Regardless of what it is, it's stress, but you got to do something. And whether or not your parent wants to, because look, you could gain all the success from getting kicked out. You got to, like, I saw this in one of your thingies, forgive, don't forget. Like,
yeah,
you got to hold that. But the middle one, in my opinion, is the worst, because it's like, imagine, okay, fine, your parent allows you to stay, and this is the toxic one. Imagine your parent allows you to stay where you're at, but the whole time you're trying to pursue a dream, right? And I think this middle one stands for a lot of people because this could be someone who's in college, this could be someone who's working an in between job, and then this could also be someone who's doing all those things while trying to also chase a dream. Imagine trying to do all those things, and it's like, when you gonna do this? When you gonna do that?
I
This
think
is
that's
gonna
what
happen
happened.
if you don't do that.
That dude I Show Speed, where like he was talking about how his mom was being like that.
And it's like people like I think I have one of those. I'm lucky to say I have a mentality where I genuinely don't care if someone doesn't believe what I believe.
Yeah.
That's your reality. That's not mine. I truly don't see what you
And
see.
that's a real mature thing because most people across all ages, they don't have the ability to understand that your way doesn't have to be my
Oh
way.
shoot,
Yeah.
my fault.
Like, no worries. Like that your way doesn't have to be my way. In other words, I'm free to believe what I want to believe, whether it's about myself, whether it's about my religion or whatever. And other people are free to believe what they want to believe. So what happens a lot of times is naturally, without even knowing it, people start to force their beliefs down their children's throat, and that causes them to
Yes,
like it causes
yes,
them to not even
yes,
think it's possible.
yes.
'Cause
Because
imagine, is your camera all right?
yeah, I'm trying to fix it. My fault.
It's all right. Yeah, like imagine if think of it like this. What do you think would have happened if Steve Jobs listened to his parents who was saying that's a delusional idea? We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
Or when the Wright brothers said we're gonna build a plane. What if they listened to their people? We wouldn't be flying across the country. Or anything really. Like think about Wi-Fi. The people who figured out
Like,
Wi-Fi, you know how crazy that was? Like, yo, it's these invisible energy waves flying around, and we're gonna tap into them, and we'll be able to send data through the air. You know how crazy that sounds?
sounds crazy, but I bet you everybody was like,
Oh,
"What?
imagine.
You want to do that? What?
Yeah,
Come
and
on,
then they did
no."
it, and then the funniest part is when you take that dream, and it happens so common in like the easiest place to see it is in sports. When you do go to the NFL or something, now I believed in you the whole time. I always knew you was gonna make it. No, you didn't.
Right.
Or on the note of like family, I've had family members who told me that what I was doing with this was delusional. And it was like, how you gonna do that? Like, you know, how you gonna make money off that? How about this? What about that? And
And it's like
they weren't
you're thinking about
meaning bad by it. They just nobody has your eyes. They can't see your vision. Okay, we got okay. No, that's something else. But yeah, nobody else has your eyes, and unfortunately, they can't see your vision. So it's something that
damn.
like
I gotta write that down.
everyone needs to figure out, well, what do I even want? What matter to me and pursue that thing.
Yeah. What's it called? Like I was saying, if with I Show Speed and just many other people that end up able to thrive in areas where they were told they can't. Not everyone has that mental, and that's one of the main reasons why I made my YouTube channel because I really made it for myself. I was going through it,
Yeah.
and then I got through it, and I'm like, wow, this shit is. I literally just made a video this morning. I can't wait to post that, but it's an unfair feeling to truly like get away from everything that was telling you couldn't do it, and then for it to just fully now be the vision in you, right? The vision in you. That relationship is like, that
It's
relationship
like
is different, because every time something, the littlest things happen, you just see it more and more. It's like a puzzle, and I just know not everybody has that fortitude, and I could be someone who could just sit here and this I don't want to say this like as if I have it already, but I do feel like I already do. What's it called? I could be someone who could just sit here and grind entertainment videos, da 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 da. But I'm just like that doesn't do anything. Like that doesn't help
it's
people.
fulfillment.
Right? I don't feel fulfilled like I did like these little reaction videos, and I can't even do those without trying to spread like just um encouragement and just like trying to help people. And I try to help people do it from a perspective of like, okay, listen, you got to realize you're the only person in your way. Stop worrying about all
Yeah,
these people. They don't know nothing. Oh shoot.
yeah. And the wildest part is like once you start doing that and you taste it, it's like you ever had a food so good that you can't explain it to people?
Right.
It's like I will, okay, my mom makes this really good mac and cheese. If I tell people about it, they're like, "Oh, that sounds good." But you thinking about crafts. You thinking
Mm,
about Popeye's mac and chicken. This ain't that.
all right.
And it's like when you start telling people about this, and they're like, "Well, how much money you made off it?" And they're like, you didn't make that much off that though. How
And
are you so
that's
happy about it? Because it's not about the money.
it's
It's
not.
about the the fulfillment. It's about, like you said earlier, you wake up thinking like, man, I want to drop a video today. You go to sleep thinking, what am I going to post tomorrow? It's something so much deeper than that.
All
And the
right.
only way for someone to really experience that is to first figure out, well, who am I underneath all of the shoulds and all the things that I was forced to be? When you put down the phone or you put down the opinions of other people and the mental fortitude part that you mentioned, because we got like 6 minutes before this recording ends.
Oh
So
shoot.
I want to make sure we like knock on this point too.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fact that to have that mental fortitude to do the thing that really matters to you, you have to be willing to go against everyone and everything that you love.
Everything's a test. Everything becomes a test at that point.
Yeah,
And that's how I started to look at it. That's exactly why I said social media was one of the things I think you have to get away from, because it's like there's good things with it, but this is a great example. People don't realize subconsciously, you scroll, you see a video of someone holding a stack of money, da da da. You might think in your head, I don't want to be that person, but you might say, and everybody does this. Everybody does this.
yeah,
I don't care what nobody says. You look at that video and you say, that's going to be me one day. But then you scroll and you'd be like, right. And this is why I said, circling back to the full topic, finding your people. Once you get away from all this stuff, it's like people, I don't want to say people just come into your life. It's just that you start to realize, okay, no, this person isn't good for me. That's why I said
yeah,
I like to, not to get too spiritual. It's like your higher self is the better version of you. It's the version of you when you get that feeling in your chest and you're around you're in some place that feels weird. You're not getting a feeling because something's about to happen. You get a feeling because your mind, every part of you is telling you like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am
yeah.
I doing? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like you can't even do the same stuff you used to do without knowing that like, man, this ain't even
Right.
that. Like
And
I'd
that's
be
the elevation.
trying to eat fast food and my brain just be like,
No, I
man,
can't.
nah, can't
Can't.
even do it. Or
Can't.
you dating somebody and you like, I love this person, but I know I shouldn't.
That is the hardest part right now. It's
And
that
it's
is the
not even
hardest
like,
part.
yeah, and it's not even like this person bad for you. They could be a good person.
They just don't
But
understand the way how you see things.
yeah, and they can't. It's like, you know how when you first wake up, that the moment you see the sunlight, it just blinds you?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you you dating somebody or you friend with somebody or it's your family member. Imagine you just took a giant flashlight and just boom, blinded them. That's what happens if you try to show somebody something that they're not ready for.
Yo, and that's
Because
what happened to me.
on the same level as you go show them that light, like, yo, look at what's possible. In the same level, it forces them to look at, dang, I really am the only one in my way. It ain't the government. It
Yo,
ain't my
work.
mama. It ain't my dad. It ain't nothing.
It
It's
ain't nobody. It's like
man,
it's the craziest. I want to just say, and that's how I lost myself. I lost myself because I started to see things were possible, and I wanted every person on my team that I was doing what I was doing with to come with me, and I wanted them to realize it, but they just weren't. getting it. And because I
Yeah.
was getting to a certain point with my mental, I started to not give a fuck about what I was saying to them. And it wasn't it was all love. To me, I see everything now as just love, because it's like, bro, if we get to where we want to be at, shit, you better love her, nigga. You better love me.
Yeah.
Like, and
It's like,
it's like, it's like, damn. And I lost myself because of that, because I started to think I was tripping, and that's why I'm so glad I got back on my shit. I want to thank you, bro.
yeah,
Real, I give you all your props and your praise, bro, because for real, seeing your videos, I was seeing it around the time I was starting to realize things were possible, and you were one of the main reasons why I saw things possible. I was like, damn,
I
I gotta
appreciate that.
change the way I think.
And the crazy part about it too is we met because of that. I think you like DM me or I DM'd you, something like that. But to your point about like how you can't make people see it, think about any religious figure. So we're taking this beyond religion. We're just using them as an example.
Right.
Think about how people looked at Jesus when he starts saying like, y'all could do the stuff I'm doing. Like y'all just saw me raise a man from the dead. Y'all saw me take two fish, three loaves of bread, and feed 5,000 people. Y'all could do that too. It's a verse in there that is it not written in your law that ye are gods and you're made in the image of a god? So
Right.
you should be out there creating. He got
Right.
crucified for that. Buddha, when
Damn.
he said, "Yo guys, I know that all the shiny stuff is cool. I know you guys want to be famous and live in the palace, but that don't matter." He got exiled and starved in the woods for that. We could think about Moses. We could think about anybody. We could even think about people like, you know about Dick Gregory?
No.
So he was, after this, you want to definitely look him up.
But
He
for
was
sure.
an author and he was basically, he explained how once the universe picks you and you put on the magic glasses, you can't see life the same. You can't make anybody else see it. You see the truth, and that truth is going to blind you. It ain't for the faint of heart. So
Right.
as beautiful and loving as we've described the feeling of fulfillment and the feeling of knowing yourself and the feeling of being connected, you also got to deal with the not so good and dark parts. But yeah, we got 1 minute until this thing ends. So do you have any final words before this thing cuts out?
Man, give yourself some time to think about what it is that you need to do for yourself. I say this a lot in my videos. Remember, you can do more for yourself than you can for others. You know what I mean? It's hard sometimes to get away from that that empath that we all have, that very sympathetic feeling that we all have. But you got to be able to do for yourself sometimes. You know what I mean?
Thank you. That was wonderful.